Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support the statement by Senator Abbas Mohammed on the issue of electricity. Mr. Speaker, it is not only in Wajir County that we have constant power outbreak. And I think it's about time for us to start thinking seriously. And I'm happy that I'm a member of the Energy Committee, and I share the sentiments of my chairperson in terms of looking at other alternative sources of energy. As I stand here, Mr. Speaker, on a daily basis, I generate about 60 to 70 kilowatts of electricity using solar. When you look at the issues that has been raised by my colleague, there's one which is very sensitive, which is the issue of carbon emission. And I think it's about time, and particularly all pastoralists and everyone else who live in this country, this year has been the hardest year for pastoralists and people who live in the coast on the issue of drought. In developing nations, they are now introducing carbon taxes so that it can be able to deter people from, producing a lot of carbon emission. Because when there's a lot of carbon emission being produced in the air, there's so much which is hidden, or what is referred to as unintended consequences. So, Mr. Speaker, this statement is something that I wish that my committee would go further and try to understand from the government policy, from the Ministry of Energy, why is it so difficult for counties like Wajir to rely 100% on solar? The issues that has been raised here, Mr. Speaker, is when you hear that there are faulty generators. These generators are on a daily basis, creating a lot of carbon emissions in the air. They are creating a lot of noise. They are polluting the environment. So I think we need to be realistic here. Using generators in Wajir, using generators in Marsabit, using generators in Garissa, using generators even in some parts of rural Narok, will not make any sense to be able to generate electricity. Why not invest in solar energy? Remove the taxes completely on solar panels so that you encourage more people to be able to come and invest and generate electricity. Mr. Speaker, one of the other issues that I would like my committee on energy to include in this statement is to try and come up with a date. This time, not the policy, but the date when the new government will liberalize the energy sector 100%, so that a county like Wajir, the governor of that county can be able to introduce subsidies or even maybe incentives for people who can be able to come and generate power using solar and distribute that power there. We need now to think about other mini power generating plants. There's no point of us relying on Kenya Power to be able to be the only off-taker of power. So, Mr. Speaker, I support this statement, and I hope that we can be serious to ensure that we resolve this issue. The points that Senator has raised, the issue of carbon emission, is something which is very serious. I hope members of the National Assembly who could be watching this proceeding today will think of introducing a carbon tax. This will be able to put some sanity there. And that carbon tax should actually be put on Kenya Power so that they can stop using those generators. Number two, also the government should come up with incentives. Do away completely with the taxes on solar panels. It is ridiculous to put taxes on solar panels, yet we do not have power in this country. Mr. Speaker, I support.
Senator Omtata.